Yeah, what's up, YouTube? This Rod D on Extinction News, back at you. One more year, my friend. What's up with it? Hope everybody's being safe doing this whole coronavirus thing. This is a quote from Proverbs 21:21. It said, "Righteousness and love equals life." I think that's a pretty good quote for today from the Bible. Proverbs 21:21. Righteousness and love equals life. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna get into the news then. It's time for it. Yeah, so we all know that the virus was being called the Chinese virus by President Trump, but I mean, and he got backlash from that, and I can see why, because he's like, yo, why would you, if everybody else calling it the coronavirus, you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. It's crazy. But D.L. Hewley came out with actor slash comedian D.L. Hewley said, well, your hats are made in China, so that would make those China hats. If that's, if we're going by that logic, whatever comes from China, just put the word China in front of it. So the guys that's walking around with the Make America Great hats, they actually wearing China hats. Because now they just call everything that come out of China, and, got to put China in front of it all of a sudden. But everybody else on the planet is calling it the coronavirus, so I'm gonna just keep calling it the coronavirus. Yeah, it's some real scary, shaky stuff. And now they talking about a purge, somewhat of a purge, because to keep the jails from being so at risk, they're trying to slow down the amount of people, getting arrested and going into the jail, doing this whole coronavirus scare right now. And of course, with that, it's going to mean probably some criminals that should be in jail not making it there in a timely fashion. So, still being out here in the streets. Some people were saying that'll be just like the damn Purge movie, where certain crimes would, for a certain amount of time, and certain crimes will be overlooked. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But actually and factually, today over in England, they did have a gang that they had beat in the door to a supermarket. They beat the door down and went in there and started looting and stuff like that. But I already knew stuff like that was going to come up. I mean, you just think about it. We all knew that was going to come sooner or later, because with all the jobs closing down and people ain't going to have money, the economy's in a recession, you hit no hard times. That's usually when that type of stuff start happening, of course, because people run out of groceries, they run out of food, they feeling hopeless and start wilding out and stuff like that. The whole survival mentality kick in, and people start thinking they're survivalists and trying to make it day to day. Of course, over here in the U.S., we ain't hit that rock bottom yet, so everything's still cool. Just everything's going into lockdown. If you want something to eat, you're not gonna be going to a restaurant. You can get takeout, but you're not going in sitting down and stuff like that. But that's just about damn near all over the country right now. Of course, driving trucks and stopping at these truck stops, all the little restaurants they would have in there, a lot of them have like fast food places, McDonald's, Burger King, and stuff like that in there. All those are closing down, and the ones that are still open is just basically take out only. Order your food and keep it pushing. You know, ain't no sitting around, no lollygagging. And like, hey, get your stuff and get out, basically. And other than that, you got a lot of places that only have the drive-through open. So makes it rough if you're in the truck, because then you have to walk up to the drive-through window, because you can't drive an 18-wheeler truck up to a drive-through window, of course. So yeah, it's getting bad crazy right now. Yeah, so I'm trying to watch what all areas I go right now, man. I ain't trying to go somewhere if I see that it has, just watch the news, see what states got the most cases, and then what cities and areas to avoid. Plus, with the lockdown and going in a lot of quarantine stuff, it's going to be places that ain't going to let you travel anyway. So, yeah, it's getting really real right now. There's also apps out where you can track the coronavirus with. And one thing that I noticed by looking at the apps is that the hardest hit places are in the north right now. And to me, that makes a lot of sense, being that it gives you cold and flu-like symptoms. And if you think about it, what a lot of people are saying is that the heat help kill off the virus, and also that if you're in warmer climates, of course, just by it being like cold and flu symptoms, where do you usually catch your cold or flu? Is in cold places. Is during the winter time is when we have cold and flu season. You don't have cold and flu season during the summertime. So it would just make sense that the average place that's going to get hit the worst is going to be where it's cold. And you also notice that a lot of the places that's doing a quarantine, and places that's closing and going in a lockdown, they expected to be locked down until the warmer months kick in. And whenever it starts getting hot, everybody's planning to open back up and stuff like that. So I mean, you just have to look at the signs and use common sense, because it's got to be something to the whole thing about the heat and about warmer climates. And like I say, you get one of the apps that have like how many cases are in that state, and it got everything in real time. And it's also color coded, where you can see that the places with the highest cases and the highest deaths, those places show up in red. And yeah, so I think apps like that are real good right now, especially if you're working, you're traveling as part of your job. That help keep you safe. What areas are no-go zones and stay out of, and not to travel to. So that's what I've been looking at on the daily, looking at the whole coronavirus app, and making sure I definitely don't travel to the hardest hit areas, because you have to think, with the testing, not everybody's getting tested. So any area where they hit by the coronavirus, you gotta think that's just the people that they actually know of. I mean, there's millions of people that's not even been tested, that we have no idea. And hell, even if you look at New Jersey, where they had the one lady gave the fake name and stuff like that, she went and got tested, and her test came back positive for the coronavirus, and she's nowhere to be found. She's like, yeah, skip that. I'm not going in a lockdown till I die. Hell, I'm gonna be out in the free world. But the problem with that is she's out, you know, spreading it because she knows she has it. You know what I'm saying? And quarantining herself would be best for the public, keeping everybody else safe. But you know, some people have that type of mentality where they like, well, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna take some people with me type mentality. And that's the sad part about it. You have to, you know, you're looking out for yourself, but then you got to look out for other people too that just have the whole, hey, if I got to go, I'm taking somebody with me type of mentality, which is really messed up, but it's part of reality. And that's another reason why they really stressing the whole lockdown and going into quarantine type stuff. But it's just rough as far as, you know, everybody still got to pay bills, you know, people still trying to work. Just being in a transport industry and trying to get the toilet paper to the stores, so it can be some toilet paper in the stores. You know, somebody's got to do it. I mean, uh, you know, it's bad enough not having supplies such as toilet paper, clean drinking water, and such like that. But you know, that's when the trucks quit making deliveries. So if you go into total lockdown where the trucks can't even make it in, yeah, it's just, man, it's looking crazy right now. But yeah, I don't think nobody seeing it saw it as getting this bad. I know I didn't. It started just seem like uh, we headed to the level of the same as like the European countries such as Italy, which is really devastated right now. Italy wasn't ready for this at all, man. Well, the virus first starts off in the throat, so I've seen a lot of people saying that vinegar, gargling vinegar, and using mouthwash and stuff like that will help out. And then there's others that say that won't help, but at the same time, I go with still doing adding mouthwash and stuff like that, or vinegar or whatever, to your daily practice, because if you wasn't already doing that on the norm, but the average person already know to use mouthwash, brush their teeth and stuff like that. I mean, the guys that's like, oh well, it won't help, so don't worry about doing it. I'm like, dude, you should use mouthwash anyway, man, even if it wasn't a virus. So why would you tell people not to do it? It's like, yo, you just walk around with yuck mouth and junk like that, man. You should be using mouthwash and brushing your teeth any damn way. So yeah, of course, with the virus, it should be even more keeping your mouth clean, and that is part of anything. If you have germs in your mouth, and then on top of that is a virus going around, I just think the guys that's walking around talking about talking against mouthwash and vinegar and stuff like that, I just think they're confusing their own self. Probably cats that didn't brush their teeth before the whole thing happened anyway. It's like, they're like, yeah, why even brush your teeth and use mouthwash? What's the point? Yeah, that's weird. That's nasty. Yeah, man. But I ain't even. It's been a couple of days before I even did a video because of this thing. It's like, you know, right now every time you turn on the news, it's so depressing, and it's all coronavirus and, you know what I'm saying, doom and gloom. You're like, oh man, you know. Sometimes it's hard to do some news talk when the news is depressing. You're like, man, yeah. So yeah, my bad if I ain't been able to hit it in a couple of days with the video, but you know, sometimes you just have to be in the mood, and whenever you see stuff like that, you know, I don't really had the inspiration to get at it. Like, man, let's see what else we got here. Well, everybody already know about the NBA and about all the NBA, NFL, just any professional sports. They already suspended that for right now until later on. They said a bunch of players tested positive for the coronavirus. But that was the thing. After that, people started saying, okay, yeah, you got players that tested positive for coronavirus because they able to get tested. What about the regular, everyday, common person? The average Joe, the commoners, they're not able to get tested. It's the people at top and the rich people with money that's going to get the first chance at everything. But I guess that's actually life. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, the way it rolls. But yeah, but that brought up that whole question. Like, yeah, it's good for those guys. They're going to get the first chance at everything. And yeah, so that's why I say, like, any area that I see on the map that's doing bad, I'm like, that's just the people that they know of in that area. If it's that many that they know of, and we're really not testing for it like that right now, so that means it's a crap load of people that they don't even know about. That's just walking around that same area. Like, man. I see one article talking about what you need to know about the virus outbreak, and I might read a little snippet of this article. Okay, this is a Associated Press news article, and it first starts talking off about how in Wuhan, where the virus was first discovered, that they're not having any new cases, so it can be, it can be defeated and put in check and everything. Probably have to do drastic measures, just like China did, shutting everything down and stuff like that, which we're doing now in the States. And then after that, starts talking about the unemployment. Okay, it says, not surprisingly, the number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits soared by 70,000 to the highest level in more than 2 years. Andrew Hunter, senior U.S. economist at Capital Economics, forecast that jobless benefit applicants could easily exceed 1 million within the next few weeks. Which I was saying about, everybody getting laid off of their jobs because, they're on quarantine. So, of course, all these restaurants, all these bars, you got, events as far as comedy shows, movie theaters. Just the entertainment business is really big, and it feeds a lot of people, and you got all those guys out of work. You got all the restaurant guys out of work. You got, just any places that can have a large gathering. You're out of work right now. So of course the unemployment levels are going up and skyrocketing right now, just because this is unprecedented. We never have, like, where we just shut everything down all at once, and all those are jobs. You know what I'm saying? So people going to have to do unemployment and such. And also talk about the inequality in testing It has become a major issue with accusations the rich and famous are jumping the line. Celebrities, politicians, and professional athletes faced a backlash this week as several revealed that they had been tested for the coronavirus even when they didn't have a fever or other symptoms. And yeah, that's what I just talked about a minute earlier, is that, when people started seeing the headlines, which actors and which athletes and such, and people with money and power that was tested for the coronavirus, or who came back with positive tests and stuff and such like that. Like, well, they're like, damn, well, that seems like the only people that's able to get tested, because right now they saying they don't have the capability of just testing everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so if you ain't got some kind of money or influence right now, yeah, it's kind of rough. Okay. Now let's talk about Wall Street. The wild swings on Wall Street settled down a bit. In early trading on Wall Street Thursday, markets have been volatile because investors are weighing the increasing likelihood of a recession against emergency efforts by global authorities to support the economy. So, yeah, and that's what we already knew, as far as whenever you close everything down, there ain't no money, basically. People don't have jobs to pay their bills, so of course the whole economy is going to tank. And all right, so let's go on to the next article. Americans are increasingly worried they or a loved one will be affected by the coronavirus, with 2/3 now saying they're at least somewhat concerned, up from less than half who said a month ago. That's according to a new poll from the Associated Press. And I say, yeah, that's another one. I say that we already kind of figured that, because when it first started out, it was just in China. We didn't even know that it was going to be global. So, what I'm saying, nobody really seen that coming. If you think about the other viruses that came out, like the Ebola virus in Africa, over here in the U.S., we never worried about that one. It never reached over here. It was like a couple of people that they quarantined and took care of, and that was it. You never heard anything else about the Ebola virus, especially not over here in the States. Whether it was swine flu, bird flu, and all that, what I'm saying, it wasn't never impacted the way that we are impacted right now. That's why when it first started off, people thought, okay, well, that's over there and that's pretty bad, but life goes on, and then all of a sudden, bam, out of nowhere. So, yeah, I think, I have this map added so you can see the little areas with the deaths and the cases and stuff like that. So if you're traveling, doing your work-related travel and stuff like that, you might have to tell your bosses, yeah, I'm not hitting that area right now. It is what it is. Do what you gotta do. I mean, if you have to go home and sit for a while, there's a lot of people at home sitting for a while right now, so you won't be doing nothing that nobody else not doing. But yeah, map is looking crazy right now. Man, yeah, but you can see for yourself, because I had the pictures for the map. Yeah, and I would say if you're in the northern areas where it's cold, man, I would just stay locked up inside for a little while, man. That's why I'm blame anybody that's out here getting their supplies right, so they can go home and just basically lock the doors for a while. Especially if you're living somewhere where where it's cold, especially if you're in Washington State, where it's just ridiculous with it right now, man. It says, for most people, the virus causes only mild or moderate symptoms, such as a fever and cough. For some, especially older adults and people with existing health problems, it can cause more severe illness, including pneumonia. The vast majority of people recover, though. Here are the symptoms of Here's the symptoms of the virus compared to the common flu. One of the best ways to prevent spread of the virus is washing your hands with soap and water. And I think people should wash their hands with soap and water, whether it's a virus out or not. And the bad part about that is that, with being a trucker, man, I be in a truck stop, man. I gotta use the restroom. I'm washing my hands, about to come out of there. You'll be surprised at how many guys come out of there that just walk straight out. They don't even slow down by the sink and pretend like they about to try and wash their hands. They don't even. That part ain't even some of these guys' thought process. Which, I mean, there's some nasty mess. I don't know. I guess it depends on how you was raised or something, but yeah, like the saying goes, like, who raised you? As soon as I see somebody walking out without washing their damn hands, I'm thinking, what the hell? Man, who raised you, bro? Okay. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends first washing with warm or cold water, and then lathering soap for 20 seconds to get it on the backs of hands, between fingers, under your fingernails, and after that, then rinsing it off. You should wash your phone too. Here's how. And yeah, you definitely need to keep your phone or whatever electrical devices that you mess with clean, because they say that the virus sit for so many days or whatnot. So you touch something, then after that you touch your phone, put it back in your pocket, and you walking around with your phone. Well, now you just a carrier, because you just spreading it around, carrying that phone with you everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense to try to keep your phone clean and touch it as little as possible. Use probably Bluetooth or something like that instead of just keep touching on your phone and stuff. Especially if you're out in public, because anything you touch out in public right now is suspect. I'm telling you. Whether it's a door handle, whether it's a table, whether it's whatever's in public right now, that's already sus. So you already know. It's like a suspect. It can have the virus. You don't know who touched that before you. It's just bad out here right now. 9,000 is the number of Muslim pilgrims quarantined in Indonesia Thursday. They were attending a 4-day gathering at a boarding school that wasn't approved by authorities and drew fears it could spread the virus widely in the world's fourth most populous nation. It was organized by a Muslim missionary movement, which held a similar event in Malaysia 3 weeks ago that has been linked to nearly 2/3 of that country's 900 infections, as well as dozens of cases in other nations. Yeah, so they've been saying watch out for the gathering. So I mean, some people will take heed to that, and some of them not going to take heed so much. So that's what they was talking about. This that gathering right there. Go ahead and binge. Americans hunkering down at home are occupying their time with Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and other streaming services. And other streaming services include YouTube. So yeah, thanks for listening. For listening to this right now. And yeah, yeah, we all in this together, man. Up to a 20% increase is likely in the amount of time subscribers spend watching, and millions of new customers will hop aboard, one analyst predicts. Yeah, now I gotta talk about that the fridge soap because the fridge getting back to the old school soaps and everything. Traditional French soap enjoys revival amid the rapid spread of the new coronavirus across Europe. The hallmark Marseille tradition of soap making is enjoying a renaissance as the French rediscover an essential local product, Savenir de la Licorne, a family business going back more than a century, which runs 4 soap shops on the Old Port, a museum, and a small factory in the heart of Marseille, has seen its shop sales increase 30% and delivery orders quadruple since Italy declared a state of emergency over the coronavirus. Yeah, so when the other stores shelves are empty and stuff like that, I guess it would be a good time if you're a soap maker, and then especially some of the old traditional soap makers that been holding it down, but everybody moved to liquid soap and stuff from the bar soap and stuff like that. Well, right now they can't get the new school and the liquid soap and all that. It's a good time for the old school soap shops because everybody needing that soap right now. So their business booming. Just like the toilet paper manufacturers, business booming for them right now. And yeah, yeah, but me myself, I do like the bar soap better because it seems like you can, scrub better and scrub your hands harder and scrub them. It does a lot of scrubbing, man. It gets that whole scrubbing thing really gets the hands clean and up under the nails and stuff like that. Man, you go to the truck stops, they have that little soft foamy soap. It look like shaving cream or something. That little soft junk it can't scrub nothing off. It rinses off too quick. They also have the other kind in there though, the scrubbing kind. It has like a little sandy type texture to it. I always use that along with the foaming soap because you have to really scrub your hands. You can't half wash your hands, especially right now. It should be no half washing on the hands right now. All right, and news from Moscow, Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin has discussed the coronavirus pandemic in a telephone call with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. A Kremlin statement says Putin gave a high assessment of the results achieved by the People's Republic of China and Chinese people for countering the spread of disease. The call came as the number of cases in Russia continues to grow, reaching 199 on Thursday. No deaths from pneumonia attributed to the disease have been reported in Russia. So, man, Russia is like, they cover a lot of territory, man. I mean, they have a lot of land and a lot of people. I mean, 0 deaths. Damn. Russia's doing something right now. I don't know what they're doing, man. Whatever they're doing, man, we need to copy that. 0 deaths right now from the virus over there. Wow. Well, if you still thinking about going on a cruise ship right now, I don't know why you would. I don't know if you think that's the safest place doing the whole virus thing, but okay. But ships going to Honolulu, Hawaii, they won't let the passengers off the ship anyway, so I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't be on a cruise ship right about now. They done had some rough experiences, but people was quarantined on cruise ships and couldn't get off the ship and then quarantine. Matter of fact, that's some of the people that brought the damn virus back this way. That was some of the first cases over here. They let them back over here. The next thing you know, oh, the virus is everywhere. Man. But yeah, so you can get on your cruise ship, but most likely wherever you going, they're not going to let you on land anyway. The whole Tom Brady deal, it says the Brady deal could make Bucks relevant as the ticket demand spikes. So, Tom Brady, of course, played for the Patriots for 20 years, he's putting me down, doing his thing. Now he's going over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with his free agency, with expectations signing Tom Brady and bolstering a defense that will be one of the keys to helping the 6-time Super Bowl champion quarterback be successful with his new team. I'm thinking, six-time Super Bowl champion. It's like, my dude, how greedy can you be, man? You've been there, you got that already. 6 different times, 6-time champion of the Super Bowl, man. Come on, man. Yeah, leave something for the rest of the cats, man. I was thinking dude would retire. It's like he's leaving the Patriots. Oh, okay, he's about to retire. That's good, enjoy life. Do a little retired thing, relax and chill on the beachfront. Nah, he's going to the Buccaneers and looking to set himself up to get another ring. Man, how many Super Bowls this cat need to win? Dude, come on, man. Oh, man. There's been no official announcement on Brady joining the Bucs after 20 seasons with the New England Patriots. However, there's already an increased demand for tickets. Like, I don't know. He's supposed to be going to the Bucs. We think he's going to go to the Bucs. Just in case he's going to go to the Bucs, I'm going to go ahead and buy these season tickets. That's good. That's good marketing, man. He bringing the paper regardless. Yeah, man. So I think that's going to do it for today. Tomorrow, you know what? I'll probably only talk like a minute about the coronavirus. I ain't going to do a whole video on coronavirus. Again, I'll let I'll try to get into some other news articles. And not saying that, of course the coronavirus is really relevant. It's the biggest, it's going to be the biggest story until it's gone, until it's out of here, until we get some vaccines and, or summertime months kick in and it's hot out everywhere and it's going bye-bye, Until then, it's every day I probably hit like, at least a couple of minutes talking about it, but, but, I ain't gonna be doing a whole video every single day about it. That'd just get depressing, So you have to get some other news in there too, regardless. So, yeah, so thanks for listening. It's been another one. As I used to say around this time, y'all be blessed and peace.